Alina, I'm sorry. On the day you plan to come back from your parents' house with our daughter, I'm going to have to leave on a business trip.
What ended up happening that caused you to have to do that?
The person who was supposed to be going on the business trip was just admitted into the hospital with some lung problems, so I was asked to step in for them and got on this trip. There isn't anyone else in the department that knows as much as I do about the assignment, so I'm going to have to go in that person's place, so I won't be around for your return home.
I see. Well, that's not a problem, though. I'll figure something out, so you don't worry about me and focus on that trip. I can either ask someone else to come out here and get me, or have one of my parents take me home. I could also just stay out here at their house until you're back home, too.
Sorry about this. I should be home during this point in time, but things just started to fall apart one after another.
What are you talking about, Kenneth? Everything is totally okay right now. I get that you have to go out of town for a bit when I was planning on coming home, but you aren't doing it on purpose. Also, I can handle myself when things like this come up.
You have a good point. Thank you for saying that to me.
And another thing about you being a new dad is that you have to focus on your job just as much as your family, so please don't apologize for having to leave town. I'll be doing my best now as well, figuring out what to do next, so let's do our best together.
Alright. Thank you, Alina. But there is actually one other thing I'm a bit worried about.
What's that?
I just got a message from my mom out of nowhere, and she seemed pretty upset. My little sister Morgan got a divorce and had to come back home to my parents' house.
What? That happened with Morgan? Once again, can we say that her timing was very good?
I'm sorry. Though I'm not sure why I'm apologizing for something like that. It's not going to solve anything.
So, as of right now, back over at your mom and dad's place, Morgan is there and will most likely be staying there for the long haul. I'll keep that in mind from now on.
If anything happens between you two, let me know right away, alright?
Alright, I will. Morgan, I can hear you right now inside my house with someone else who has a much deeper voice than any woman I've heard before. What exactly is going on in there right now? Well, if it isn't my sister-in-law, Alina. I just got back to my house with my newborn daughter, and this is what I show up to? And how come my key no longer works to the house, making it impossible for me to open the door? Right now, I am beyond shocked by what all is going on here. So could you please enlighten me a little on what all is going on with you inside my house? Starting today, I'm making this place my house for good. You're being a nuisance right now, so could you please go back to your parents' house now? Excuse me? This happens to already be my house, Morgan. What are you talking about right now? This house? It's my house. I made sure to take it from you. And that means you can no longer call this place yours. Everyone already knows that that house is your brother's and mine, so would you stop trying to make such cruddy remarks about it? Now let me into my house right now. I have my baby in my arms right now that I just gave birth to a week ago, so how about you stop being a little brat and let me in? I don't care about you and your baby. Also, you've been out of this house for months now, so I'm sorry that you couldn't figure out that after being away for that long, the house would no longer be yours. I was away with my parents because I was going to have my baby girl, so don't start smart-mouthing me, little girl. Stop trying to bring that stinky little child into my house. Morgan, open the frickin' door! This house is for me and my older brother now, so you take that stinky little thing and go back to your parents' place. I'm not even going to let you into the front room, so you'd better get going before it starts getting cold out there. You are really pushing some very dangerous buttons right now, Morgan. But if that's how you want to behave still, then fine. I'll leave my house for you. All right. Did you know that I've always disliked you, Alina? I don't even get how my parents were able to endure you. Don't you ever come back around us, okay? Kenneth, your little brat of a sister has done it again.
Really? For God's sake.
She's gone into our house and taken it all for herself.
What?
I had just arrived there a little bit ago with the help of my dad. And as I was walking up to the house, I could hear Morgan in there with another person who I swear is a man. She went and did something to change the lock to the house, and I had no way of getting inside. And when I began to ask her to let me inside, she yelled at me, saying the house is hers and her older brother's now, and told me to leave. And then she started to call our daughter, our baby daughter, a thing. How the hell is this crap happening again, Kenneth?
Hey, calm down a little, Alina. Look, I totally understand that you're frustrated right now. And you, honestly, well, I do not blame you for that. Where are you right now, Alina?
I am at your parents' house right now. I called your mom about what happened, and she told us we could go over and stay with her. So I'm here right now with our daughter and my dad.
I see. Well, thankfully your dad was still around to help drive you and our girl over to my mom's place, but what the hell is Morgan thinking? And actually, how did she even get into the house in the first place?
Your mom told me that she couldn't find the spare key to our house anywhere and had been looking all over for it. She thinks Morgan took it from her.
God damn it. Well, if she was able to get that key, then she used it to get inside, and then probably unlocked all the doors from the inside, made sure to keep them locked.
Yeah.
Why the hell did this have to happen now, of all times?
Your mom was telling me that she had a talk with Morgan yesterday about some things. She said your little sister wasn't going to be allowed to stay too long at your parents' place this time, and that she needed to get a place of her own soon and find a job. That way she could move out and sustain herself for once. And, well, Morgan wasn't a fan of all that, rolling her eyes at your mom the whole time. Jump to this morning, your mom woke up and couldn't find Morgan anywhere and started to wonder where she might have run off to.
So, she went and took our house after.
That's what it seems like.
I'm going to contact Morgan about this, so just hang tight. Wait for me to get back to you.
Sounds good. Good luck, Kenneth.
I was no use. I tried calling her over and over, yet she just kept sending my calls straight to voicemail. She won't even read any of my texts that I've sent her. Maybe she's gone and turned her phone off or something on me. I also tried calling the house phone, and nobody picked that up either.
I see. By the way, while you'd been trying to call your sister, your mom and I went through all of her things that she'd brought over here.
Her things?
These are all the things that her ex sent to your parents' house after the divorce, and so your mom made sure to put them all in your sister's old bedroom. Well, most of her things are all gone from here now, so we suspect that she took them all with her to our house.
Honestly, what the hell is wrong with her?
And, because of that, there's something I'd like to ask you.
What?
I've been thinking about what Morgan had said to me earlier, about how the house would be for her and you now. So I'm wondering, if you went to our house, would she still be willing to let you inside?
That's a good point.
I'm pretty sure she's going to be in our house for a while since she took all of her things with her. And so this can wait until you're back from your business trip. But when you have the chance, your mom and I would love for you to go over there and see what's going on with her, and then come back to your parents' house and tell us.
Understood. I'll be able to make it home tomorrow night, so before coming to you guys, I'll make a stop over at our house. And then we can start talking about what to do with Morgan.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you, Kenneth. Alina, Kenneth is back from his business trip now. And just like I was thinking, he's on my side. He was pretty surprised at first to see me in the house, but that's when I told him that the baby you had isn't even his. And he actually believed me without hesitation. Alina, did you actually do something you weren't supposed to do? I think my brother is no longer into you anymore. Sucks to suck, don't it? Well, now that he's on my side and no longer cares about you, this pretty much settles the fact that I own this place now. Alina, I would like you to take your baby with you and divorce my brother for me, please.
Alina, just like you were thinking, she let me into the house without question.
Thank God.
She started to go on about how the baby you gave birth to isn't even mine and all that, and was happy about it. So in order not to upset her any and let me in, I made sure to act as though I believed her, would no longer talk to you.
She was just texting me all about that a little bit ago. Right now she seems to think that you're on her side in all of this.
Understood. The fact that she would even say something like that about us, I'm not sure if I feel comfortable about her even being my sister anymore, you know?
Well, just don't worry about that for the time being. Just be happy you were able to make it inside our house. Now, while you're there, I'm going to get to work on what all needs to be done next year.
Roger that. But she is seriously determined to have this house, and never let you back. You noticed that, right?
Well, something tells me her brain is aging a lot faster than the rest of her body, and that she's already becoming senile or something, which is causing her to go off the deep end. Or maybe it's a form of dementia. I'm not sure, but we need to make sure we do something about her before time gets away from us.
That's true. I can feel a chance to take care of her really soon here, though.
You think so?
When I have a bit more confidence in what's going on with her, I'll let you know what to do.
All right. Well, then I'll let you handle most of the work. Alina, I'm about to head out on a little vacation. I've actually gotten myself a new boyfriend, actually. And he invited me to go on a small little vacation overseas for the next 2 weeks. So I'll be leaving my house in the hands of my brother while I'm gone. And I made sure to tell him not to let you or that little smelly brat anywhere near this house. So don't even try anything while I'm gone. And hurry it up with that divorce, okay?
Hey, Alina. Morgan left the house 20 minutes ago. She just texted me saying she's on the bus to the airport now, so things should be just fine for you.
Understood. I'll let our little buddy know that things are going to plan here, all right?
All right, thanks. Now I'll need to pick up the pace here and make sure to get all of our things out of here.
Sorry that you're having to handle all of my things as well for me.
No worries. You already had to deal with enough now, so I can manage. Now I'm gonna get to work here, preparing everything.
Sounds good, and thank you again for all of that. Alina! Hi, Morgan. Today is the day you came back to the States, right? Welcome back. I hope your flight and everything was all right for you. Where is my house? What? You had a house, Morgan? I don't recall you ever having one. I took that house from you saying that I'd be living there with Kenneth, right? Don't you remember all of that? Well, I just got off the bus and my house isn't there anymore. All that's left is dirt and gravel. What happened to my house? I'm not sure what all happened to the house, but what I do know is that the place was getting pretty old. Huh? It seemed the right thing to do would be to have that old place torn down and have the land used for an apartment building or something. So I got in touch with a good old friend of mine and had him and his company take care of all the demolition work. What? They're going to start the construction of that building here in the next few days, so I wouldn't stick around there too long as they'll need all the space they can get. What is going on here? How dare you demolish my house like that? Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm sorry, but I have the right to choose what I want to do with my property. I'm not sure what house of yours you're talking about, but that house was mine. Shut up! That house was mine! The land is mine! Technically, it's all my brother's stuff, but that also means that it's mine! And I know you and him were working on getting a divorce from one another, right? Well, now you've gone and really done it, Alina. I'm going to make sure you have to pay for vandalizing our things. Morgan, how about you cut that BS right now and get a grip? I know that I'm not the most patient of people in this world, but I think I gave a lot of my patience for you, and you're still acting like a child. That house, the one you keep saying somehow became yours, was originally built by my grandparents. What? After they both passed away, it was given to my uncle, and he lived there by himself for a little while. But once he had retired from his job and planned to move out to where his wife was living, my parents agreed to allow him to give me the house. So he went and changed the name on the place to my name, making it my house. What? And for a while now, I've been paying the bills on that house, and it has been written down in all my taxes. So not only am I saying it was my house, but it is, by law, my house. What the? Normally, wouldn't the house become your husband's after you get married? I don't think that matters. Dang, what am I going to do? How am I going to explain all of this to my brother now? You don't have to worry about your brother anymore, Morgan. Right now, I'm with him, and we're both moving into our new house as you and I speak. Huh? Sorry, Morgan. But from the very beginning, your brother was lying to you about being on your side in all of this, as he was only doing that to fool you into letting him plan things out more solidly. Really, he's always been on my side. No way! And he never once believed that bullcrap about my daughter not being his kid. I'll have you know, actually, that your brother and I worked very hard making our daughter and needed some help from a doctor due to some issues because of fertility. So Kenneth was there as he watched me be impregnated. There was no way another man could have gotten me pregnant, as they would have had to go through all the efforts your brother and I did. You're lying. Then where am I supposed to go now? Good point. Personally, I think you should go to hell for all the crap you pulled this time around. But a better place would be a doctor, so they can test your head and find out what the hell is wrong with you. However, before you go and do that, maybe try your parents' house first. What? We had all of your things taken out of the house and sent back to your mom so that they wouldn't be destroyed when the house came down. So you're very welcome for that. Wait! By the way, Morgan, I think there's something you forgot to do. Something so very important, and you've put it off so long now that it's past the due date. Could that be your settlement that you need to pay your ex? What? How do you know about that? Your ex-husband's lawyer was calling your parents' house, and they so happened to get to talking. The lawyer was telling your parents that you signed off on paying your husband $500 a month until you finished paying off the full $10,000 you owe him. However, he still hasn't gotten a dime out of you. Wait, no way. And the reason for that divorce in the first place was because you cheated on your husband. But I put in so much work making sure my parents never ever knew about that and thought the divorce was something we both wanted. So that neither my mom or dad knew a thing about the settlement. Well, had you just started paying off your settlement like you agreed to doing, then the lawyer would have never had to call your parents' house and none of us would have known the truth. But you decided to be a dumbass and not pay your husband every month, and that is why he had his lawyer get in touch with your family. So you can't go blaming others for your own faults, because you are in your late 20s now, and children are only legally children until the age of 18. Now stop acting like a frickin' brat and take all of the responsibility you have. What the hell? I was doing so well avoiding everyone. Who the hell do you all think you are anyway? The whole reason Morgan thought that it would be a good idea to take my house from me was because she thought out of everyone, her older brother would side with her and defend her. Apparently her parents were both telling her to get a job and stop acting like a freeloader all the time, and that set her off. So in an attempt to avoid her mom and dad, she stole the duplicate key and made a break for it while Kenneth and I weren't home. Once she felt that she had the place all to herself, she thought that she could act tough and started to tell me how much she hated me before telling me to never come back. Also, when it comes to that man she went overseas with a little bit after taking my house over, she only started dating him because he had money, and so she thought he could start helping her pay off the settlement from her ex. But at the end of their vacation overseas, he knew what she was after and told her to never talk to him again, before getting on a different plane than her and going off to somewhere she'd never find him. And so with that, Morgan was back to square one, where she would have to pay off that settlement all by herself. However, Morgan came back to no home, and her parents were both so pissed off with her that they took all of her things that were not necessary and threw them in the trash. They then told her to take her single bag of clothing and wait outside for a van to come and pick her up. That would be taking her far away to one of her parents' family friends' logging camps. There, she would begin working 6-month-long rotations out in the middle of nowhere, saving her money that she made in order to pay off the settlement, which had now doubled because she broke the contract. I've heard that right now she's always crying and whining on the job, so much to the point that multiple men on the site have told her to shut her mouth before they drop a tree on her.
Hey, Lisa! Today's the day we're moving in with you guys. You haven't forgotten about it, have you?
Oh, hello, Mina. Moving in with us? I'm sorry, but I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
Do you seriously not remember? I thought we talked about this. I'm going to move in with you guys. We're going to live together from today.
I thought I told you that wasn't going to be possible.
Wait, did you really say that? I thought that you said it would be okay. Well, it's a little too late for you to tell me that now. I've already packed up all my belongings and sent it to your house. I'm moving in with you guys today. You can't cancel on the day that the move is happening.
What are you talking about? I told you countless times that you couldn't move in with us.
Well, you might have said something like that to me, but there's no proof. I also don't see what the problem would be with me moving in with you guys. The house that you guys are living in is huge. It's not going to make that much of a difference even if I move in.
I'm sorry, but I really don't understand. Which house are you even talking about?
I'm talking about the huge house that you and Sean live in. Remember when I visited you guys along with my children? That's the house I'm talking about. You don't need to worry about me bringing my children with me this time around, though. It'll be just myself moving in with you guys.
What do you mean by that? What happened to Ryan? He was so small and cute the last time I saw him.
He's going to be living with my husband. I'm going to be completely free now. It's a little sad, but I'm still really young. There's so many things that I want to do now that I'm single again. It feels good to not have any responsibilities again.
So you guys really did get a divorce from each other?
Yeah, we ended up going through with the divorce. Today is the last day that I can live in this house. He's going to kick me out after today. That's why I have no choice but to move in with you guys. I thought that I told you all this already. Did you forget everything that I told you?
It's not like I forgot what you told me at all. I actually remember you telling me about this very clearly. It's just that I also told you that you wouldn't be able to move in with us. Do you not remember that part of the conversation?
I chose to ignore what you told me. I really have nowhere else to go. That's why you have to let me move in with you guys. You don't get to say no to me. Where do you want me to go if I can't live with you? Do you just expect me to rot in the streets?
I don't know, but I think that's something that you need to solve without my help. There's just no way you would be able to live with us.
Why are you being so selfish about this? You guys live in such a big house.
I'm not being selfish at all. We don't live in that big house anymore. I'm surprised that you didn't know about it.
Stop making up lies like that. Is Sean with you right now? He still hasn't replied to any of my text messages. I'm going to need his help when taking all my belongings into my room. I have some very heavy things that I can't carry by myself. Make sure you guys are both ready to help me move in.
Wait, what? I told you that you can't move into that house with us. Are you not listening to anything that I'm telling you?
I'm going to arrive at your house in the afternoon today. I sent some of my belongings to your house a few days ago in a cardboard box. Did the packages arrive already?
Did you not listen to anything I told you? Which house did you send the boxes to?
Why do I have to keep repeating this? I sent it all to the house you guys live in. Have the boxes still not arrived then? Why weren't you home to accept the packages when the mailman came? I thought you were a housewife. Are you supposed to be at home the entire time? Now I'm going to have to get the packages re-delivered, and it's all your fault.
The packages haven't arrived here because we no longer live in that big house anymore. We moved. I'm not going to be able to receive packages that have been sent to my previous house. We no longer live there.
Yeah, whatever. Why do you keep on making up so many lies? I guess you really don't want me living with you. It's too late, though. I've already hired a moving company, and they're going to be arriving at your house today with all my belongings. I am definitely going to have to live with you guys.
Have you not received any messages from Sean about this?
Yeah, I just received a couple messages from him. I'm not going to read it properly, though. He's saying pretty much the same thing as you. I can't believe that you guys are both saying the same lie to me. I'm not going to get fooled by either of you. I have nowhere else to go, so just let me live with you guys. I'll find a job soon so that I'm not always at home. There should be no problem with you guys having one extra person living with you.
This is the last time I'm going to tell you this, so please listen very carefully. We no longer live in the house that you're trying to move into. There's no point sending your belongings and a truck full of your belongings to that house. We no longer live there. That house is either empty or some strangers are living there. It's not going to be possible for you to live there. We also can't allow you to move into our new place either.
What is wrong with you? All you do is make up lies and excuses. I'm really busy with preparations, so I don't have time to be talking to you about this. I'll contact you again once I start heading over to your house.
Oh my God! I am not lying or making anything up. We don't live in that house anymore.
Hello, Lisa? I really need to talk to you. Would you be able to pick up the phone?
I'm sorry, but I can't right now.
Well, I'm going to need your help either way. Something really strange has happened. I arrived at your house and tried to go inside. Some strangers that I don't know answered the door. I wonder if I got the address of your house wrong. It has been a while since I visited, after all.
I told you this about 5 times already. We no longer live in that house. Were you really not listening to anything that I was saying to you?
What are you talking about? You're just joking, right? Where are both you and Sean? Hurry up and come meet me outside.
I'm not joking at all. We decided to sell that house a little while ago.
I can't believe it. Where am I meant to live then?
I have no idea about that. That's for you to figure out. Me and Sean decided to move in with your parents at their house.
Wait, what?
We renovated the house so that me and Sean have a separate unit that is connected to your parents' house.
What are you talking about? I haven't heard anything about this. When did this happen?
I think we moved in around 2 months ago. Are you really sure you haven't heard anything about this?
I haven't heard anything. I really wanted to know about this before I got to your old house. Would you hurry up and tell me the new address of the house that you're all living in right now? Even the truck driver of the moving company is really confused. He's asking me for instructions on what to do. I need you to hurry up and tell me.
I'm sorry, but I won't be able to do that. Both your mom and dad cut ties with you completely, right?
Well, that's none of your business at all. Why do you even know about that?
It doesn't matter how I found out. I won't be able to answer your question. I am not going to betray my parents-in-law.
Don't worry. They really won't care if you tell me. I am their daughter, after all. I think they would want to help me out. I am in a pretty bad situation, after all.
If you think they want to help you out, you can contact them by yourself. Go and ask them if they're willing to let you move in with us.
Well, I don't want to ask them directly. It would be really awkward. That's why I'm asking you instead. Just hurry up and tell me the address. I just got a divorce and got kicked out of my house. You should be feeling sorry for me.
I'm sorry, but I don't feel sorry for you at all. You were the one that got yourself into the situation you're in right now.
What do you mean by that?
You guys got a divorce because you cheated on your husband, right? You deserve to be kicked out of his house.
Why do you know about that? I never told you. Who did you hear that from?
I heard about it from your mom. Your husband sued you and you had to pay a lot of money to him, right? I heard that you couldn't pay for it yourself, so your dad had to pay all the money instead.
Well, that's true, but it has nothing to do with this.
Actually, I think it's all very relevant. Your mom was very sad that she would no longer be able to see her grandson, Ryan. She was very disappointed because you just abandoned your own child and kept on going on dates with random men. You betrayed both Ryan and your husband. That's why both your parents no longer want to see you.
There's no point talking about things that happened in the past. I can't do anything about it now.
You don't seem to feel sorry for what you did at all. I'm pretty sure that your parents are not going to be helping you out at all.
Wait, what? Are they seriously just going to abandon me like this? Where the hell am I meant to live now then?
Who knows? You're going to have to find someone else to help you out.
Why don't you just tell me the address you live at? There's no need to ask my parents for permission because I'm asking you directly. I'll be able to convince Mom and Dad once I've moved in.
I'm sorry, but I am still not going to be telling you. I'm actually pregnant right now with Sean's child. There's other reasons why I don't want you moving in with us. I've been insulted and looked down on by you ever since we met each other.
What are you talking about? I don't remember doing anything to you at all.
You kept on mocking me because I'm a few years older than Sean. You told me that I was an old hag and that I wouldn't be able to get pregnant. Well, you were wrong. I was finally able to become pregnant.
Good for you! Congratulations on becoming pregnant. I don't remember insulting you at all. It was probably just a friendly joke.
You called me an old grandma and old hag multiple times. You also told me that I would be too old to raise my children even if I gave birth. I was very hurt by all the insults you said to me. I don't care about it that much anymore, though. I realized that you were a really pathetic person. I actually feel really sorry for you.
How dare you say that to me? Why do you feel sorry for me?
I feel sorry for you because you've lost both Ryan and your husband. You're never going to be able to see them ever again because of your selfish actions.
That's not for sure. I might be living with them again in a few years' time.
I seriously doubt that. I heard that your husband was absolutely furious with you. I think that the damage you caused is beyond repair.
Well, that has nothing to do with you.
That's very true. I shouldn't be sticking my head into your business. I'll make sure to stay away from you in the future. You should do the same. Why don't you go and live with the man that you cheated on your husband with? Actually, I guess you would have tried that already. I imagine that he decided to break up with you. That's why you're trying to move in with us.
You really need to shut up. I was actually the one that ended things with him. He didn't dump me.
Or you decided to run away because his wife tried to sue you for sleeping with him. Apparently, you've been taking money from him and he's been stealing whatever he can to please you. You were unable to pay the money and panicked, right?
So you know about that too? I didn't even tell my parents about this. How do you know?
So I was right? I should become a detective. It was just a random guess that I made. It sounds like I was correct based off your reaction.
That was a random guess? Stop making weird predictions about my love life. Anyway, none of this is important right now. I need to find a place to move into. Where am I meant to go? You need to do something about this. Please try to convince my mom and dad to forgive me already. I have nowhere else to go. I'm really going to become homeless at this rate.
It's pointless to even try. They're definitely not going to be forgiving you for what you've done. Have you even read the text messages that Sean has sent you?
Not yet. What is he saying?
Both your parents have completely blocked your number so that you can never contact them ever again.
Wait, what? He would go that far?
You should just read the text messages. He should have also told you to only contact him in real emergencies.
I just read everything that he had sent me. What you're telling me is really true. I'm no longer going to be able to talk to my parents.
That's why you should have read the text he sent you properly. You wouldn't be in the situation you're in if you had bothered to read.
What is Sean even doing right now? He's not answering the phone at all. I've been trying to call him for a while now.
He's sitting right next to me and reading the text messages that you've been sending me.
Wait, what? Why isn't he trying to help me out? I am his sister!
Well, it doesn't really seem like you're in a major emergency. That's why both of us are choosing not to pick up your calls. We promise that we'll answer your call if you're in a real emergency.
So you guys are enjoying watching me struggle like this? You guys are both terrible people!
We're not enjoying it at all, actually. We do both agree that this is all your fault, though. We don't feel sorry for you at all. You betrayed your husband, who was such a lovely person. You also decided not to take care of Ryan at all. He should have been your #1 priority as a mom. Then you were sued by your ex-husband and couldn't even pay him the money yourself. You had to ask your parents to pay it all for you. What have you ever done for them? All you've done is embarrass your family and ruined your life. We think that you're a huge idiot.
You're making it sound like I'm such a terrible person. Not everything that you just said is true either. It's not like I didn't take care of Ryan at all. I looked after him pretty well most of the time. I made a mistake of going on vacation and leaving him at home by himself, but there was a reason for that. I had no idea that my husband would go on a business trip at the same time. I think I would still be married if I didn't make that one mistake.
I can't believe that you would leave a 4-year-old behind by himself at home. I totally understand why your husband was furious with you. You also cheated on him as well on top of that. If I were him, I would never forgive you.
I admit that I made a mistake. I am human after all. We all make mistakes sometimes. I really regret all the bad things I've done. Could we please just meet and talk this out? I really need your help. I promise that I'll apologize to both Sean and my parents. Please just tell me the address where you all live. I'm begging you.
I thought that I told you I couldn't do that already. I'm getting kind of bored texting with you now. I have other stuff that I have to get done today. I'm going to put my phone down now.
Wait, what? You can't just leave yet. We haven't sorted anything out.
That's not our problem at all. You can sort it out yourself. Please don't contact me ever again unless it's a real emergency.
So you're really not going to help? What am I meant to do then?
You're a 40-year-old adult. Surely you can find a place to live by yourself. You're not a child anymore. Grow up and deal with this problem by yourself. No one's going to be willing to help someone like you. Goodbye. Mina ended up asking the moving company to store all her luggage and belongings in a storage unit as she had no place to move into. It cost her a lot of money to use the storage unit as it was very last minute. She had been kicked out of her ex-husband's house and was unable to move in with her parents as they had cut ties with her. She was unable to find an apartment that she could afford to rent, so she decided to look for a job that would also offer her a place to stay. Unfortunately, not many companies were willing to employ a 40-year-old woman with basically no work experience. She looks like she has completely ruined her life because of her selfish actions. It might be a long time before her situation starts to improve.